Hello everybody, welcome back to Labz. Times have changed. The zombie apocalypse is here. Do we run? Do we hide? Or do we adapt and build? Do we survive? Today we are going to be trying out a couple more experiments, but first things first, let me go ahead and explain something because there does seem to be a bit of confusion down in the comments section. When I am playing around in Labz, I am quite literally playing with zombies and making observations. I am in no way digging around it into the XML files to discover the technicalities of how certain calculations are made. But for those who are actually interested, the XML files are there for everybody to look at. Plus, typically there's at least one or two people who do indeed dig around in the XML files and will post the information down in the comments section, usually as a way of saying, Liz, you are completely off your rocker if you think that's how they got that calculation. And I'm like reading it and I'm like, oh, that's cool. See, now outside of the XML file, the way you explained it to me, I understand, but reading it inside the XML file, I don't understand that at all. Which is the reason why I do this. I visually try to see what the game is doing. And I hope that in some way it does in fact help other people. Plus it's just an opportunity to play around with the zombies to see how they interact with things that I put up. And if people feel inclined and they like playing around the XML file, maybe they'll give us the scientific reason for why it's happening the way it is. So, that having been said, guys, please understand that this is quite literally just me playing with the zombies. And in a lot of cases, some of the things that I'm playing around with are actually questions that people had. I had one viewer tell me that I failed the experiment somehow or another because the answer was obvious. It doesn't matter if the answer is obvious. If someone asks me to do the experiment, I'm going to do the experiment as long as it makes sense the way that they ask it. And who knows, visually, it might make more sense to them if they see the zombie interacting the way it does. And in that way, no, the experiment did not fail. That's not what we're here for. We're not here to fail experiments or to succeed experiments. The goal is the experiment, which means the only way we fail is by not experimenting, if that makes any sense. Okay, so what I was going to do is I was going to come back to this because there was actually a shape that I forgot. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I did say thank you to that person. In the actual comments, there was a shape I missed. And I was trying to think of what shape it was, but this is the shape right here. That right there. The slope. Now, out of all of these, you would figure this one and this one would be the easiest one for a zombie to path. There's no resistance at all. The block itself, right here, you do expect the zombie to go slower up it. What is interesting is the fact that the zombie actually calculates that stop and jump into how it's going to path to you. The reason why I don't think this occurs to people who have played the game for ages and ages and ages is because to someone coming into this game, brand new to this game, first off, the pathing is probably very weird from normal zombie games. The pathing to this game is odd. Secondly, learning that the pathing is calculated by the zombies, you start wondering exactly how are they calculating it. Whenever you calculate that a zombie is going to see this right here as a block, and this as an opening, that's pretty obvious. But when you stick a door on it, and you're like, obviously, this has less health, this has more health, so zombie is going to hit door. We actually found out that was wrong. Earlier, we actually tested a door that had a lot more health than all of the blocks around it, but because it was a door, the zombie pathed to it. Which is the reason why these experiments are so freaking important, because some things that you would think are obvious are not necessarily obvious, especially to those who are just starting playing the game. Most people who've been playing the game know that zombies path the doors and stuff like that, but people who have not played the game before, it may not be so obvious at all. I can tell you when I first started playing the game, that would not have been obvious to me. Until I started doing these experiments and seeing it firsthand, it would not have occurred to me that they would path that way. Okay, so we probably know how this is going to go. If the zombies are, as we learned last week, calculating the stop and the jump of these, because the zombies get here, they stop, then they jump, they stop, and then they jump, and then they stop, and they jump. Somehow or another, in the math that it's doing, you know, because it's a mathlete, It's calculating the stop and the jump up of these particular blocks. But on the running bit over here, these stairs that it can just easily run straight up, it doesn't calculate that in as part of its pathing. So I would assume, I could be wrong, but I would assume the ramp itself would be the exact same way, that it would see this as an easy path to get up. So let us actually try thick out and ensure that that is indeed how he is going to path. This ought to be pretty easy. Uh-oh. Bo had a late night, guys. Don't make fun of him. Okay, so now here's the question for those who thought that the last week's experiment was a failure. Do you know whether or not the zombie will choose this path or the stairs? See, even I don't know that. Which path will they actually choose? Because both of those paths should technically be exactly the same. No resistance on either side. So in this particular case, is it so obvious as to which one Bo will choose? Oh, I'm so sorry. I just slapped him upside the head. I was gonna help you with the door there, Bo. Come on, you can do it! Ramp! Alright, now I'm kind of curious. I was actually expecting the stairs. Oh, gee. Well. Now he's actually on this side whenever he fell down, so now he's taking the stairs. Interesting, interesting. These two could be on equal footing. It could have everything to do with how Bo falls whenever he goes through the stairs. I mean, through the door. Ma'am Screamer? What you doing? You were not a part of this experiment. Oh, hang on. I got through. Up the stairs. Okay. Also, for those of you who are listening to my videos, Sunday and Monday's videos, I was sitting here looking for this button. I knew it existed, but I couldn't figure out where the hell it was at. If you're trying to take the marker off, I've seen it before, I've used it before, but for some reason or another, I don't know if the UI changed and I just lost track of it or what. I was probably just being an idiot. It's fine. It happens to the best of us. But there it is if you have a marker that is in your vision and you need to get it out of the way. Come on. I really need to see how you come out of the door. He fell off to the right. And he went to the right. That's weird. Okay, he's already taken, I say the right because of how I was sitting, but he's taken the stairs quite a few times, so I don't know. Like I said, these guys might actually be legitimately even, and it's all going to depend on which way he falls out of the door. That time he actually kind of fell off to this side, and yet chose that side. So... see, now the problem is there's actually an outlier here of him choosing a different path. I don't know, it's happened enough. Maybe whenever he came out that side he actually fell off to the right and that's the reason why he chose it. I would say, after running this a few times, that these two blocks are more or less even in the zombie's eyes. Either way, it's probably going to choose whichever one is closer. I don't think there's any resistance involved in it doing this. How can we change up this experiment to do... I was actually wanting to work on another thing as well. Hang on. Okay, so that having been done, what if... okay. Now, somebody was telling me you can actually encourage the zombies to go up the ladders if there's something above it. I want to try that really quick. to ensure ladders can actually be made to work if you need them to, you know? Here, we'll do one open, one closed. We'll see whether or not the zombie interacts with either one of them. Come on. Hit it harder. Hit it harder. Oh my gosh, drunk zombie. Will you go up a ladder now? Okay, why did you choose the closed one? Why did you do that? Tell me there's something in the XML files that says that's what it's supposed to do. Okay, they're both on the same level. Now this time I swapped which one was going to be open and which one's going to be closed. Let's... Okay. You are really putting way too much effort into that. Don't hit it. Did you injure it? No. Okay. I'm just now curious if he is actively going after the open one or the closed one. If that's intention or not. You just keep falling off that side, sir. Why do you keep doing that? Okay, let's swap. Okay, that time you didn't fall over, but you still went after that door. Why? It's a perfectly open and valid door right here that is already open. He doesn't have to beat his way through, but he always goes after the closed door. Why? That one I don't know. Alright, I guess we've got something we need to work on that one, don't we? Okay, so now we know he will indeed go after this particular one. Okay. Out of curiosity, between that ladder that he will path and these, which one does he choose? And I wonder whether or not it would change. Well, let's find out the which way he's going to go on that. Oh my gosh, don't do that. Okay, I kind of figured that was going to happen. Zombies, for some reason or another, are attracted to doors and ladders. So, what would happen if we did that? I just want to know if that would affect the way that the zombie is interacting with it. Take your time, sir. Okay. Last time he chose that one because they have an affinity for doors and stuff. Still chose that one. Okay. Just on the safe side, did you damage that? Yeah, okay. Now, if we were to try, since the pathing on this one and the other one are so similar, if we were to do that, I'm not sure if I should back it up one or not. It kind of fell off to the right a little bit. Okay. And to figure that was gonna happen. Like, dude, come on. Alright. Okay, so now, according to the way that the ladders are currently functioning, they will choose the stairs, and I'm going off of the fact that these and the stairs offer the exact same amount of resistance. The zombie will choose them equally. But as far as the jump path, it will choose the ladder as long as the ladder has something over it. And for some reason or another, if the ladder has a closed door, it prefers the door closed instead of opened. I don't know why. Why would they think that's a good idea? I don't know. But it is the way he thinks, so we're just gonna run with that. Guys, if you happen to know why, because of something that's in the XML file, that would be awesome to know too. I'm just gonna keep saying it. The XML file is not something I can understand the language of the XML file. Typically, if someone points it out, says, okay, this section right here pertains to the thing that you experimented on, and this is why it makes sense this way. And I'll be like, okay, now that you explained it to me and showed me where it's at, I kind of understand, but trying to dig into the XML file myself, find it, and make sense of it? Nope. Probably not gonna happen. I did go through and fix these guys. As you can see, they are all, in fact, growing all the way back here, 5 layers back, which is weird, to say the least. So far, there hasn't been a growth cycle where they have deviated from each other. Like, this cycle isn't, or these couple right here aren't growing faster. They're on the same level. And these guys down here did in fact grow through these little circular spots, but the zombies do not see these as a path. So unless there's like a horde that runs over, chances are they're not going to, you know, trip that thing up. Also, I did yet another experiment. See if I've got time to quickly do these. I don't think I showed it in one of my previous videos. Or I think I did, but it was the episode I deleted because it had something to do with the ladders and the health of the blocks, and that got changed. So I kind of stopped using that video. Okay, let me do these. We've been experimenting with this block because it had weird attributes. Let me throw bow over there, see if that is still working. Come on, bow. Okay, that part is still working. Now, someone did point it out in the comment section, so I will just go ahead and say that. But, should we get several bows, their attitude towards the block changes. Their attitude towards actually working on this experiment changes too thick. I'm not paying you to stand around. Move that took us. There you go. See? Their attitude's somewhat okay. Their attitude changes. It's like they continue to run at it and run at it and run at it until they finally decide ultimately that they can indeed jump it. Why they do this when you can leave one zombie sitting there and he will sit there for freaking ever and just run at the thing, but you put several up there, it's like suddenly they get smarter and 1 or 2 of them figure out how to jump over it. Also, something that I have noticed after playing on the servers Horde Night and playing around in here, it seems to me like the zombie rage mode has been extended. Can anybody verify that through looking at the HTML files? Because that just seems like something that has happened. Whenever they fall down, regardless to whether or not they're hurt, they stay in rage mode a lot longer than they used to. I don't know what the exact length of it is. Here, let's try like a quick... Let me see if I can get my timer going in time to actually get it. Where are all of you going? You are not off the clock. Get up here. Dadgummit. Y'all need to work with me. It's hard to calculate all of... Oh my gosh, no. No. I'm just gonna let those guys beat me up. I'm just sitting here watching to see how long it takes. 15 seconds. 15 seconds before he decided to... I might want to wind up killing myself with this weapon. No, 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 no. You are not off the clock. Get back over here. We are doing a thing, thick. Oh, he reset really fast. You know, now that I'm pointing this out, you guys are not doing it. Of course. Alright, anyway, since I can't get it to reproduce because it's not actually a Horde Night, I'm not going to set one up right now, but if anybody else has noticed this, or if anybody has seen a change in the HTML files, it would be nice to be able to let everybody know that the rage mode has changed. I don't remember how long it was like 5 or 10 seconds before the zombie AI would reset. I think it was 5, it felt pretty quick. You know, they would get 1 or 2 swings in and then they would leave. Now it seems like they're staying in rage mode a lot longer, even if they're not injured. Like this right here, this fall will not injure a zombie. It's not high enough to injure a zombie, and yet they'll stay around and beat on the walls for one reason or another. They're usually only supposed to go into a rage mode if they get injured. Can anybody else verify this has happened with their Horde base, or if they've actually seen the files themselves where it's been changed or whatever? Could you guys let me know? That would be awesome to know how long the rage mode exists. The reason being, the reason why that is a thing, for those of you who are like, I don't know what you're talking about with the rage mode. Whenever a zombie, especially in groups of zombies, whenever a zombie gets injured, it basically initiates the rage mode mechanic after it takes a certain amount of damage. And it'll just swing at random stuff, basically. So if it falls down, instead of going straight back over here to begin the path again, rage mode activates and it'll just hit any block that is nearby. Sometimes the zombies will even smack each other, not really intending to do it, but it has occasionally happened. But they will just sit here and beat on the path, and then after a couple of seconds, they'll reroute and go back towards the path. The rage mode has ended, and the pathing is reassessed, and they go back through the cycle again. Usually, they will only hit the rage mode if they get injured at all. Like during the fall, somehow or another, they took a point of damage or whatever, they would go into rage mode. If they didn't get damaged at all, usually they wouldn't go into a rage mode. But it also seems like in this particular instance, the rage mode is longer. I don't know. Maybe it was just the health of the blocks are different and I'm not used to them, or what happened, but it seemed like the base got damaged really fast during the last horde. I don't know. Guys, let me know if you've noticed a change. Just let me know that one. What else did we want to practice on today? I think that was all. We finally got this thing done. Just remember that now with this alpha, the stable version of Alpha 20, I'm sure that there's going to be other stable versions. This is B238, that as of right now, in order for the ladders to work for your zombies, you have to have that path over the top of it. And should you have two paths, they will typically, not always, but typically, and I say that every single time because there's always like a rare algorithm that will pop through and a zombie will do something completely and utterly expected and completely stupid. So, barring that incident, they will prefer a closed path over the open path for reasons and strats. But remember, if they choose this path and they break it open, this thing right here will disappear and they will no longer consider this thing a path. Actually, we should test that. Can I help you guys just a little bit? Here. You kidding me? Did you see that? They broke the thing over the ladder and immediately got down off of the ladder and passed back around to the other side, which we know they do not prefer this pathing over the ladder with the thing on the top of it. Because they both chose that way. That is so weird. And so incredibly awkward. It's... The reason I'm saying awkward is because that is not immersive at all. It's not immersive to see. Why is this a thing? I mean, what logical sense is there in putting it to where zombies could only path up these things with a hatch over the top of it? That does not make sense. Was this like some kind of glitch or something like that that they were trying to stop the zombies from using? Or people from... I don't know. This is probably some sort of glitch people were exploiting, and the Fun Pips were like, no, you're not allowed to do that. So we're going to change it this way, and that's a horrible fix. It's a highly unimmersive fix. Even more so than the zombies digging through dirt to find people. I mean, honestly, I don't understand why they would have done that. I'm assuming there's probably a reason. I personally just wish the Fun Pimps would quit responding to people complaining about what they deem other people doing is wrong. Just let people play the game. I mean, fixes like this, it's going to get to where they're going to spend so long hot fixing everything that they're never actually going to fix the game. They're never going to finish the game because there's so many people who are playing the game not the right way that they spend all of their time trying to fix the game a specific way to keep people from cheating. That speed runs and cheesers exist, and they're going to exist no matter how much you try to play with it. Continuously messing with the pathing and stuff like that is seriously going to hamper the efforts to get us a gold game and get the console players a new version. That's just my opinion. No, I'm not the only one who thinks that way. I'm by far not the only one who thinks that way. So, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of it. So, what we learned is, first off, the ramp this ramp, oh my gosh, that ramp, and these stairs are basically calculated the exact same way in zombie pathing. You can choose either one, they'll path either one. I can tell you the four-legged creatures don't do so well with stairs, especially if they're like, if you put walls on either side of them. Just be careful that you allow space for them to do that, but they both interact with it. They do not like this step method, but they will path over it. And the ladders are only pathable if you have something over the top of it. Now, oh, hang on. Wait. Oops. Can you... I thought I was done, but I actually wanted to try this. It's not just that way I want to try it too, it's the other way. I'm not sure why you would do it that way unless you're putting it over a double path. Okay, that's not pathable. And the reason I'm saying this is, say you want to actually put a ladder... Oh, I exploded my vehicle over there. Okay, I'm gonna have to get another one of those. But, well, that sucks, because I had mods in it. If you wanted to create a path and you wanted a hatch or something like that, but you didn't want the zombies to path it, could you put a door over the top of it and then... Nope, that's a path. Okay, if I was to do something like that, say I wanted to make a double pathway, maybe put some hay bales at the bottom of it or something like that, as like the entrance to my base, assuming I had like a stilt base or something like that for one reason or another. Obviously, putting a hatch means the zombies can now path it. Now, obviously, if you stick a door this way, the zombies can path it, so... If I was to do that... I need the... that. Man, I don't actually know why you would do this, but I'm just interested to see how he interacts with it. Just out of curiosity, because there's so many rotations for the door that I'm like, I don't understand why it's interacting with the door the way that it is, but I just want to see what it will do. That's not pathable. Okay, that's not pathable. So, me having the ladder right here, you know, on the opposite side, that was pathable for some reason. This, on the other hand, is not. Huh. Weird. Okay, guys, I guess I'm gonna stop right here. I've actually been recording because I keep getting curious about... I keep saying what if, and that's the biggest thing about this channel. I want everybody to understand that this is not a wholly scientific, dig into the XML file and try to establish digits and everything for all of the stuff the zombies do. It's more like a hands-on, let's throw some stuff out and see what the zombies do and how they react to it and try and make some observations based on that. For those people who are just like, I want to play the game, let me look at how zombie pathing works, what do they do when they interact with this so you don't have to do it in your world if you don't want to, that kind of thing. But I am more than willing to see how people find the information on why a zombie acts the way it does towards a certain thing, because, like I said, I don't dig into the XML files, I don't quite understand the XML files. So, if you happen to be one of those people who love to do the digging in the XML files, I am completely okay with you digging around and posting some of the scientific bits about why the zombies are doing the weirdness thing that they are. Like why on earth it goes after the closed door as opposed to the open door. Well, hatch. I won't say door because I think they would actually run through a door. But anyway, now I'm curious about that. Guys, we're gonna end it here. Before I go into a whole lot more experiments, I'll see you then. You have a wonderful day, wonderful night, and you stay shiny. Bye!